slithered down the glass faces of Gotham's towers, dripping into the alleys like venom. The skyline stood tall, silent, almost ashamed. Neon signs flickered, casting broken colors across oil-slick streets. No bat signal pierced the clouds tonight. The city breathed, but it no longer watched. Somewhere far above, thunder grumbled like a judge reading sentence. Gotham was alive, but leaderless. On a flickering TV screen in a roach-bitten apartment, a news anchor recited the facts like a coroner. 6 months since the Arkham incident, where Bruce Wayne vanished in the explosion. The footage plays over her voice, blue light swallowing concrete, and then nothing. No body, no survivors, no Batman. Her voice trembled behind forced professionalism, as if she too missed a shadow on the rooftops. Down where the neon doesn't reach, 3 thugs corner a man in crime alley. Their laughter echoed off the wet bricks, cruel and sharp. One of them smears a bad emblem on the wall, then slashes through it. The victim coughs blood onto the pavement. He looks up, half expecting salvation from above. But the skyline is empty. The fear that once belonged to criminals now clings to the innocent. In the high glass tomb of Wayne Tower, a dozen men in tailored suits sat beneath pale blue light. The air was stale, untouched by justice. At the head of the long table, Bruce Wayne's chair remained pulled out, unfilled. No one dared look at it. No one dared speak of him. The man who built the future had vanished, and those left behind were too small to carry it forward. Outside the rusting gates of Wayne Manor, a figure stood still beneath the storm. His coat clung to him like a second skin, rain dripping from the edge of his hood. Dr. Kael Aven, forgotten inventor, exiled from Wayne Tech, stared into the darkness of his state. In his hands, the case humming faintly. In his mind, the suspicion that Bruce Wayne hadn't just died. He prepared for something more. Inside the decaying shell of Wayne Manor, Kael traced dust-covered furniture with his fingers. Cobwebs swayed gently under the breath of the storm outside. He approached the grand piano, its keys yellowed, untouched. He sat, whispered something inaudible, and played 3 solemn notes. The floor rumbled. A hidden stairwell opened beneath him, breathing cold air into the room. Gotham's greatest secret was waking up. Kael descended into a forgotten world. The Batcave stretched around like a cathedral, dead, quiet, haunted by technology. Broken monitors blinked faintly. Bat suits stood behind cracked glass like tombstones. The echo of dripping water matched his heartbeat. A tarp covered the Batmobile. The place smelled of metal and memory. It was no longer a command center. It was a graveyard. He reached the console, brushing aside layers of dust. The Bat computer flickered to life with a weak pulse. A red glyph, half-faded, flashed across the screen. Kael inserted the decryptor key. The system fought, then submitted. Lights came online one by one. The cave exhaled. The Bat stirred. A voice, female, composed, spoke into silence. Welcome. Dr. Aven Genesis lockdown override accepted. Files spilled across the screen. Bruce's vitals, system logs, neural maps. Heartbeat, flatline. Neural data, 57% preserved. Kael muttered, "You left a roadmap, didn't you, Bruce?" The system played fragments, glimpses of a man who always planned one step ahead. Alfred handing him tea. Bruce sparring, installing strange circuits into his own neural scanner. Kael leaned forward, entranced. Bruce wasn't preparing for death. He was preparing to return from it. Beneath the main console, Kael unlocked a compartment. Inside, a smooth metallic shard glowing faintly, etched with unfamiliar symbols, Cybertronian glyphs. His breath caught. It wasn't Wayne Tech. It wasn't human. This was something else. Something not meant for our world, but hidden inside its most famous vigilante. On the GCPD rooftop, Commissioner Gordon stood under a broken bat signal, its rusted silhouette twisted by weather and time. Rain dripped from the brim of his hat. The city below was a stranger. No cape in the wind. No justice in the dark. Only the question, what do you do when the bat never comes back? Gordon replayed the final Arkham surveillance footage. Frame by frame, the blast glowed bluer than any fire, its edges unnatural. He paused on a single image, a sphere of light expanding outward with almost surgical precision. This wasn't a bomb. This was something else, and it had taken Bruce. Back in the cave, Kael decrypted a buried message. A hologram activated. Bruce Wayne appeared gaunt, tired, but focused. If you're seeing this, I'm gone, but I trust you'll do what I couldn't. I trust you'll find them. And then it ended. No goodbye, just trust. The coordinates glowed on screen, deep space frequencies, not registered on any Earth database. Kael zoomed in. A beacon was buried in Wayne's satellite systems, marked Genesis, a pulse waiting to be triggered. Bruce had made a final call to something not of this Earth. In the Wayne family cemetery, under bending trees and cold rain, Kael stood at the grave of a man the world still debated. Bruce Wayne, the Dark Knight. Flowers lay undisturbed. No one came here anymore. Kael didn't kneel. He just placed a beacon on the headstone. Let's see if they answer. The device hummed with energy as Kael inserted the Cybertronian core. Lights blinked to life, blue and red, pulsing like a heartbeat. It searched for a signal, for someone or something watching from the void. Gotham's silence was about to be broken. The beacon emitted a frequency too low for humans to hear, but Kael felt it in his bones. A sound that echoed across satellites, bypassed encryption, and whispered to the stars. Somewhere, far beyond Earth's gravity, something listened. In the cold vastness of orbit, hidden inside the ruins of a long-dead satellite, a flicker of movement ignited. Red eyes blinked open. A dormant system, untouched for decades, reawakened. A voice, mechanical, ancient, responded. We hear you. Back in Gotham. The storm continued to fall, but something had changed. Shadow, vast and wide, passed overhead. No thunder, no roar, just a silence that followed something impossible. Citizens paused, looked up, and for the first time in months, their fear turned into a question. What's coming?